always like sound effects. I was like, it would be cool to have this sound effect in this moment because it would really tell the story. I try to incorporate as much as I can of those things because everything it helps you tell the story.
So I'm gonna ask this before we get into this. So what kind of music do you like? Like, what's the music that makes Elsa goes, yeah?
Well, I was a super hard metal person in the 80s. So I am a metalhead, and with the hair
I
and all.
heart
I used
you.
to have the hair and all.
I
So
heart
yeah,
you. I heart
I
you very much.
yes, I'm a big Def Leppard, Whitesnake, and Motley Crue, Nikki Six.
Okay. Okay.
Adore my beloved Nikki Six. So that always, like, because it gives me I was always a very energetic person, so I felt that music kept me on high energies. And actually, there were moments when my friends loved to listen to ballads, and I'm like, ballads, man, oh, it's bringing me down. I need to like keep it up because I was so energetic. So, so, so I had a couple of at that time we were in high school at the end of the 80s, dating myself. But we would have like a pajama parties at and they would start putting Air Supply, and they were all like start singing Air Supply songs, and my friend Priscilla and I were like, I need to Def Leppard it up, and we would just go to the car to listen to a little bit of Def Leppard, and then we go back in. But I also love soundtracks, movie soundtracks. I love orchestral compositions. I would hear. There was a moment when I was hearing the I was working on Batman Hush, and I was listening to the Wonder Woman soundtrack, the Gal Gadot movie, because there was a moment of no, actually I was working on another Wonder Woman movie, and it would inspire me that battle sequence, that Wonder Woman's her war cry, her song, her com- musical composition. It's not a song. It's not sung. But sorry, my kids are really battling
What's
it
okay?
out
It's
there on
okay.
Lego. They're playing Lego Jurassic World, so they're probably destroying each other as dinosaurs. So
You know what?
no
There's,
one's
there's
dying.
there's nothing. You know what? I am totally for your kids destroying
Yes,
themselves with dinosaurs. I'm
as
not.
long as
I'm
they're
not.
not.
I don't even like. I'm not even like what's the term? I see. I was a kid too, and for me, I actually, in one sense, I envied them because growing up, I didn't have the luxury. My sister was with my mom, I was with my dad, and my dad and my mom are going through some, like, they went through a very long time before they learned to trust each other enough for us to see each other again.
Yeah.
But I always enjoyed the competitiveness of video games. Like I can respect the fact that
Yeah.
they're kicking each other's butt. So for me, let's see, metal. So for me today, Nightwish, kind of symphonic metal. I like symphonic metal, but the thing is, I will guarantee you would love their rendition of the Finnish national anthem.
Okay. Okay.
Yes, that's
Rendition of
right.
Finnish national anthem.
Yeah, look up Nightwish. Nightwish is
Nightwish.
just such a great band. They have one of their former singers, Tarja Turunen. She's really good. Like this, it's got this like operatic metal, and she's amazing.
Gotta check that out.
Yeah, she's amazing. Like she's incredible. It's like since you're a metal person, now okay, I got to ask this. Since you're '80s metal, Manowar, yes or no?
Yes. 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 It wasn't on my top 10, but
No, no, no,
yes.
no, no, no,
Yeah.
no,
Yeah. Yeah.
no, no.
Yeah.
I always bring them up because they are, even today when I listen to them live, or I listen to them live, or I listen to them like on the Tegra. There's like that one song you just cannot help but grin because it's hair metal at its like epic, most over the top.
I know.
Yeah, yeah,
I
and
know.
I love that stuff. And but but if I had to, for me, I tend to go symphonic, but if I do go heavy, it's like Viking metal. I like Amon Amarth. I like.
Yes, Viking metal. Yes, I was listening to Wardruna because of the Viking series and their stuff. You know what? There's If the music has heavy, the rhythm section is like heavy. It has like big pounding bass drums and bass itself. Like amazing bass lines. I'm gonna love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's something I adore.
Yes. Hey Shed, how you doing, buddy? But no, so no, so like I like and the reason I love metal too. The cool thing about metal actually, a lot of those guys, a lot of people that did metal, they're actually I found the classical music references there.
Classically trained music, yeah, some of them were classically trained musicians, or it's there's a lot of referencing to classical music on
Oh no,
yeah.
tons of it, right? And they're students of music, so it's
Yes.
always neat to see what they come up with. It's almost like metal and jazz to me have always been like the my personal faves, because metal and jazz have a tendency to be more experimental. Metal can go, jazz is almost like, yeah, I'm bending the rules. I'm just gonna bend the rules of the song. I'm not gonna break them.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bend them to kind of see where the song can go.
It's very fluid, and
Yeah.
my brother is a jazz musician, and he has played hardcore jazz, the one that is really hard to hear if you're not a musician, because every instrument is doing their thing, and I'm like, it's brilliant. It's just it's hard to follow because it can be complex, but yes, they have the fluidity that they explore, they go into.
I find jazz musician warm-ups to be like, their warm-ups are incredible.
Yes.
They tend that's when they are playing. They're just going their full range before they actually perform. And it's like, I have no idea where you just went, but that was incredible. Like that.
But that's it,
Yeah, it was incredible. And metal's almost the other way. Yeah, metal. If I think it's not quite accurate, but jazz is almost like harmony, and metal is like discord. And they're both playing. Yeah. They're both playing in almost the same.
Yes.
As almost in the same bass, and it's actually really incredible to. And that's why I like both genres like very much. Now, as far as soundtracks go, so for me, I have two I'm a soft spot for. One's from when I was a kid. My dad and I went on a trip across Canada and the soundtrack we listened to was the Tarzan soundtrack. That one's a little underrated in my view anyway, because Phil Collins is actually really good at what he does.
This is great. Yeah.
He's really, really good. And a lot of people, I think, took that one for granted. Grant you, when you had The Lion King to follow, I don't think anybody would have, that would have been hard for anyone to follow.
It was massive.
Yeah, it's a hard one to follow, but that one's good. The other one though, the one that's more recent that I really like, I love Greatest Showman. I love the Greatest Showman soundtrack. Is incredible.
Oh, I haven't listened to that. I haven't listened to that.
It's in the movie. It's a big part of the movie itself, right? And the actors and actresses are singing it, and it's incredible stuff. There's a bunch of songs that are just such good pick-me-ups in real life. But I mean, the Hugh Jackman is like, you never realize how good of a singer he really is until you go there. Zendaya sings something in there, Rewrite the Stars, which is really cool. But all these songs are big, like going back to something you were talking about earlier in terms of music being part of the story. That movie would not work without the music. The music is almost another character in the story.
Yeah. You're completely right.
I love that soundtrack, right? So that's just a personal thing. Oh, and Blues Brothers, Where Art Thou? Absolutely. They're awesome.
It's part of the movie. Yeah, the music definitely there is part of the movie.
Yeah.
And with a lot of those, the music is, of any movie from the South stories, from the Deep South. Yeah, the music is definitely so ingrained. It depends on the cultures, have different kinds of like music, how ingrained it is. Like, Latin American music is so ingrained in all our lives. I'm like going on a tangent right now. I'm sorry, but the culture of the movie has a lot to do with also the how big a player the music is going to be. Like I've been watching Vikings. Well, I was watching Vikings for some time, then I stopped, and then I'm continuing. And yeah, of course, those heavy war songs from Wardruna, when you hear it, it's like a trance. You go in a trance when you listen to them.
Note to self: never go into mosh pit with you. You'll fight. You'll be nasty in the mosh pit. You'll probably like my butt. Yeah. It's good to know. Just to know, like I love. I think I'd like to hang with you, but in the pit, you just be like this vicious woman.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
I'd be like, afterwards, what happened? She elbowed me all night long. It's funny because I've been pushed around by 400-pound guys, but always the biggest challenges in the pit are the people with the most energy. They're not necessarily the biggest. They just don't stop all night long, and you're just like, at the end's like, that was an epic battle. I never want to do this.
I never want to do this again, but I survived it, and it's good because I'm a better man because of it. Yeah, yeah. It's that sounds like, because that's where the music is. You know, that you're close to the stage. You know, the energy is right there. There's like big music blasting into into that area. So yeah, everything's